everybody, and welcome to the 20th episode of Puck Witches, a vibes-based podcast where we yap about all things hockey. Today is May 2nd, 2025. I'm your host, Champ, and this is my partner in crime, Saint. Saint, how you doing?
I love winning.
I know. As always, we have a lot to discuss this episode, so let's jump right into it. Saint, we gotta talk about it.
We gotta talk about it. Everybody doubted us, myself included, but we did it, baby!
You know, it's just very interesting that the Oilers as an organization just won again.
Which so in my heart of hearts,
yes.
I was like, I want us to win so fucking bad.
Right.
That, like, it makes me, like,
physically ill.
Bones.
Yeah.
Yes, I was getting physically ill over the thought of losing to the fucking Kings.
Yes.
Could not handle it, but everyone doubted us. Literally everyone was like, oh, it's the Kings, it's the Kings. We had the largest differential between who expected us to win versus who expected the Kings to win. Nobody expected the Oilers to win. The only person who got it right was Mark fucking Spector.
Which is bizarre.
Bizarre. Got it down to the number of games. No one else had this matchup being the way that it was. Everyone thought all of the other matchups were going to be closer. Nothing is going to be quite like they thought we were a first round exit. And I'm like, this has just proven to me, because we'll update our brackets, but like we've done the vibes bracket and the statistics bracket. It has proven the statistics mean nothing.
Right.
When playoffs start, everything is different. You have to go by what you base your vibes on.
Absolutely.
Every fucking time.
And, you know, it was funny because last time our statistics bracket was worse than our vibes bracket. And I think we should just start listening to our gut the entire time.
Yeah, I liked the statistic bracket for the, like, what we, because it's usually not what we think will happen, and I like having both of them.
But
just
even
to see,
in the statistic bracket, you and I both went, I don't think the Kings are winning.
Yeah, that was the one where like we went against everyone else, where we were like, because statistically we had beaten them in regular season.
No, we had completely lost.
We had lost to them in regular season. I'm sorry. They had beaten us in regular season. And so statistically, we should have been toast. And I was like, but it's different. Like, it's just different. And then the first two games happened, and I was like, oh my God, what are we Delulu? Like, we literally have had 6 conversations about, are we fucking insane that we think they're going to win? And then they turned it around. They just needed a minute to warm the fuck up.
In the most Oilers fashion, they were like, they got taunted, and I love Connor McDavid with his stupid underdog narrative. Saw that one picture of them walking after the game 2 outside in LA going to like the garage, and all of the Kings fans are taunting them. Connor has this stupid little smirk, and I was like, that's the moment everything changed. You can bitch about the call from Jim Hiller where he wildly thought that was a goalie interference and then didn't change any of his plans, but that was the moment. Is I'm sitting there and I'm like, O'Connor was like, oh, okay. Because every game after that, he had just a little chip on his shoulder. But
it's like how he got shoved around last year with the Kings. Like, I think it's just different. Like, the Kings specifically, I think, just bring something different out in Connor McDavid.
Yes. And it's also, we had talked a little bit about it last week. But it's very evident to me now that the Oilers legitimately were just, they hadn't played together. And so the first 2 games were them going, hey, I don't know where you're going to be because I've not seen you on the ice or worked with you on the ice before. Which is, again, super baffling to me that they just get traded and have to expect to play that night. You know what I mean? Is like, they jump right into it.
You're like, hey, wait a second. Like, oh my God. Well, and that was what was so fucking funny about this is like that the Kings made that comment about
B team,
it being the B team trying to hurt them. And Corey Perry was like, basically, what the fuck are you talking about? Half of our guys are injured. Like, there is we were barely able to pull together a full fucking roster.
Yep.
So it was like, what are you talking about, my guy? Like, this is, and so for the playoffs then, that was really the first time I'd say that they'd really gotten all together. Like maybe the last couple of games, but even then it was like Dry and Connor were out until like what was it, second to last or third to last? Like there was just so many people out, and they hadn't really figured out who was gonna.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's gonna show up? Like,
we have talked a lot about this week. Is that this team also plays extremely differently based on who's in net. And that's very obvious based on the fact that, knock on wood, Calvin Pickard, who is our technical backup goalie, is the only goalie in the league with a 4-0 streak.
Which is just crazy to me. Never let them say, he's only a year older than me. Yeah. So it's just like, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Like, I understand, like, oh, he's a baby. It just took him some time to get his legs out from under him. But, like, no, like, good on Pickles because he let it, like you said, he let in the two girls a little early in the game 6.
Yeah.
But, like,
and he'll admit it.
That's what's so important. Unlike Hill, what's Hiller? Is that the coach's name?
Yes.
Yeah, Hiller was like, we should have won. Bitch, no the fuck you shouldn't have. Technically you should have won because the refs gave you free penalties like it was Halloween candy.
Yeah.
But there was no, like, yes, on paper they're the better team, but they couldn't deal with McDry, and I am sorry, Chris Knobloch. I was talking smack. We've all talked smack because the McDry line is usually the Hail Mary pass for coaches who, when they don't know what the fuck to do anymore, they're like, McDry, together, we will work them to death and until they collapse.
Yes.
And then we lose. But we have enough depth scoring that now you have McDry out there and you can't cover both.
And McDry
one of them's going to do something.
Yeah, they become
the bogeyman.
But they exhaust the top defense, like the top lines, just by being themselves. And then in come Janmark and Connor Brown and Trent Frederick and Kane, and you're like, whoa, slow down.
Wait a second. Like, when we have that much, it was like 21 points between Connor and Dry.
Yes.
50 points for everyone else. When you have 2 superstars on a team, that's fucking crazy.
Yes.
Which is exactly what happened last year. We had every single player have a point last year in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh, it was so cool. Game 4, baby.
I mean, I'm super proud of them. I just really did not want to go from a Stanley Cup final
to being out in the first round.
To a first round fucking loss. I could not handle that. I was like, we were feral. Guys, there's a new bit. I've committed Too Close to the Sun.
I was like looking at this and going, what the fuck is this? Okay, go on.
Because in our notes, it's Saint's new bit.
Yep.
Champ can post the screenshots that I sent her. But in game, what was it? Game 4. Because we had game 4. Yeah, game 4. So we won game 3.
Yes.
Game 4 happens, and this was that moment where we were like, it was Bushi. And I was like, but that was the turning point moment where I was like, okay, but if we don't lock the fuck in, they could easily just take this back and it's a game 5 loss. So I was like, don't embarrass ourselves on home ice. Boys, I have a hockey fund. My savings account where all of my savings goes into that is just for hockey.
Yes.
It's only hockey, jerseys, trips, tickets, whatever. And I was like, well, wouldn't it be funny if for every goal I put the dollar amount of the players' numbers?
Yes.
So Bushi scores
$2.
And I put $2 in.
Yep.
Connor McDavid scores, I put in $97. And I totaled it up at the end.
How much did you spend last night?
Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. So it was $200 and something.
I think it's 207.
It was 204, 207 or something like that. Like they broke. At first I was like, oh haha, $100 and something. Thank God Bushi scored twice because it was only $4. And then it was like last night.
You had Freddie. You had Connor Brown. You had Rico. You had
game 5 though. We were like we were laughing because Perry scored.
Yes.
Because I had a dream that Perry scored, and then he scored, and because I'm a witch, and it's not even funny anymore, actually. my other like hockey friends have started calling me Nostradamus because I have dreams right before the game and then they happen. Anyways, Corey Perry scores and I'm like $90 fucking. Yes. Are you kidding me? And then we were joking, Connor McDavid, you have the opportunity to ruin my bank account. So this week let me pull it up.
Oh God.
Let's see. Game. Yeah, the first one wasn't that bad.
No, because it was Bushy.
Yeah,
it was Bushy dry.
It was. Yeah, Perry, Boosh twice, and then dry. So $123. Yep. I was like, oh, haha, that's funny. The second one, on Tuesday, was Kane, Yanni, and Nuggy.
Right.
Which
93,
like,
91,
13. Haha, $197.
Yep.
And then last night, Rico, Nuggy,
19,
Hyman,
93, 18,
Nurse,
25.
Freddie,
21,
and Brownie,
28,
$204.
I like this new bit.
This new bit is one of those things where I now can't call off of work because I have to have enough money in my bank account.
If you go broke in your bank account, is that the end of the cup run?
So you all need to buy from my Etsy shop so there's enough money in my checking account to continue Lord. This bit.
Well, speaking of the playoffs, now the Oilers have defeated the Los Angeles Kings again.
Thank God. Okay.
Okay. Now that the Oilers have beaten the Jets, the Kings again.
The Oilers have beaten the Kings.
We are now facing the Golden Knights. I want to die. Before we go into the other, bracket changes, Saint, here's my question to you. This round, we said that the Oilers was going to be, I said Oilers in 6. And we knew it was going to be close with the Kings. I think right now, going against the Vegas Golden Knights, Oilers in 7.
You think Oilers in 7?
Yes.
I worry because Vegas has the refs under their thumb. They have the least amount of penalty minutes in the league. Like record-breaking low penalty minutes. And we have absurdly high, record-breaking high, which number 1 in puck possession. And then this was as of game 5, I think, 15th in penalties drawn, which is fucking absurd. Like, I cannot stress to you enough. Any Kings fan who wants to bitch about reffing needs to go look at the actual statistics, because I admit they missed some calls on us, but oh boy, did they hand the Kings. I will say we scored, they tried to give them a penalty.
I will say most of the Kings that were on Twitter and not at the game would go, hey, we're getting away with a lot of shit. The people that were at the game were like, you got to be kidding me. That wasn't a penalty. And I'm like, guys, I don't know what game you're watching.
Well, and it wasn't even just that, like, that they weren't getting penalties. It was also that we were getting soft penalties. Like, don't get me wrong. Crashing into the goalie is goaltender interference. But when he's making a hockey play and that gets called, but then crashing full on into pickles, no call. Kane, no interference, no roughing.
After a cross check right into the back.
Didn't even have the puck, throws him into the net. Okay. And I mean, again, we're going to segue into this topic, but like the reffing has been atrocious across the board. Someone is going to get seriously hurt. I really don't like it at all. I don't like it for us. I don't even call the dangerous shit on us included. Yeah, I don't want my guy. If my guy high sticks somebody, my guy like boards somebody, fucking call it. I don't want players getting career-ending injuries.
Yep.
Just because the refs have a bias.
Yes.
It's utter bullshit.
So what was your prediction? Oil in 7?
I worry if we go to 7, I don't think we win.
Okay, interesting. Okay,
because
we have both said that
we
this is going to be.
We have to bully them.
Yeah, we have to bully them.
I was wrong on the Oilers because I said we were getting swept.
I like you doubting them. I like you doubting them though.
I think that's important to them. This is like when so the Pens, I have to like talk nice to them to a degree. I have to chirp them a little bit.
Okay.
Like, the Oilers, I found if I'm too nice to them,
if we care too much,
they freak out. They're like skittish horses or something. They freak out. So I have to be rude, because there was one time we were watching it and I started cussing them the fuck out and they scored and won. Yeah. So like, I think they need me to doubt them. I think they are just like me and they're spiteful bitches.
Right.
So I'm gonna say,
go on. Say it out loud.
We have to do game 5.
Oh yeah, we do. I will not deny that.
Like, it's got to be kill them. I think you might be more right. Like, it'll probably go to game 7, but like,
I do think it'll go to game 7. I think it's going to be a closer series than the Kings.
I'm really, really worried. Now that these fucks have gotten out of round 1, I have a smidgen of hope again.
Nope, no hope, only vibes.
No hope. I actually really don't think we will win this one, because 2 back-to-back league favorites in terms of like ref officiating. I don't know. And
go ahead.
I'm
taking the Biz Nasty approach of, go ahead. It's all right. We'll prove you wrong. It's our year.
Yeah, it's our year.
All right. Well, back to the actual brackets. This year we had, this week, the Caps beat the Habs. We knew that was coming. Habs did a great job, at least getting them to game 5, but it is what it is. The Jets and Blues are still playing. I see this going to game 7.
You do, yeah. Well, you think the Blues are gonna win tonight?
Yep, and then we'll go to game 7 on Sunday. The the Hurricanes versus Devils. That one, unfortunately for the Devils, it was just not their year again, and I feel really bad for them. They had injuries at the very wrong time. And then final. The Leafs are now going up against the Panthers. I'm sad that the Lightning lost. I'm not sad that the Senators lost. I am sad that the Lightning lost. But when you see the list of injuries, which we'll talk about in a second, just insane. Panthers are going to kill the Leafs, like quite literally going to kill them.
So the Panthers are to me now what the Bruins were 10 years ago.
Oh,
15 years
okay.
Ago, whatever. Just in terms of like, so you remember the big bad Bruins, right?
Yes.
Like that was their moniker of like, they dished out pretty dirty fucking hits.
Yep.
And I think the difference for me is the Panthers get a lot of penalties. Do not get me wrong. They actually, I think were second, or they were in like the top 5 for penalty minutes in the playoffs. And they were one of the most penalized in the league overall. But they do a lot of dirty shit. Yeah. So I feel like that's like, and again, I just don't like the dangerous plays. I just don't like that.
So the Panthers are quite literally going to eat the Leafs.
I don't think the Leafs have the physicality at all. I really don't.
Unless they come out with like bloodthirsty.
Maybe.
But I don't think they can be.
Benoit, and
Domi.
You got to go in and just but again, I don't think, I really don't think that the Leafs have the physicality, and this is my main problem with the East versus West right now. Is the West is so much closer in terms of
talent.
The Stars and Avalanche. That is as someone on Twitter put it, 2 fucking heavyweights going at it.
Yes.
It's just a brutal thing to watch. And the Jets and Blues, you thought it was going to be a sweep, but it's been actually
a great series.
And the Oilers and Kings, it was the beginning, it was kind of bad for us, but once the ball got rolling, there was a lot of really solid play time. There 2 of the games, it was just back and forth. It was just real playoff hockey. The East doesn't really have that. You got 4-1,
4-1, 4-1 in a series. Yeah,
4-2. The Leafs were the only
ones. And that was only because the Leafs got spooked, honestly.
Yeah, they literally just choked for a second. But they got it.
I think, here's an honest prediction. I think Stars are going to win this series.
I really want them to.
I do too.
I really, really,
if
really
they don't, it will be a last-minute goal. That's my prediction.
Yes. I think it'll be luck, dumb luck or something.
Like last night, they were doing fine until that bad bounce.
Yeah, it was an own goal, and that's just brutal. Nothing you can do there.
Then we have the Jets versus the Blues. I think the Jets are going to win it. The Blues just scored again.
I really think the Blues might do it.
Really? Because if they tie it tonight, right? They go back home, and the Jets are far more comfortable at home.
Okay. So then it really just becomes
luck.
I don't know. I want the Jets to win, like not just. I really do.
You don't want your dream to come true.
I don't want my dream to come true.
Yeah.
Because we talked about the dream. Is it that they broke the President's Trophy curse, or was it that they themselves were broken?
Right.
So like.
I don't know.
The problem with dreams, guys. We don't know until it happens. Except for Corey Perry.
Corey Perry,
that was undisputed. It's like Corey Perry was in my dream last night, and they scored the first fucking goal.
All right, well, let's go back to this dangerous hockey conversation because we were talking about the physicality of the Leafs and Panthers game. And again, I'm a little nervous for this series just because I know how brutal they were in the like actual regular season. Mm-hmm. And because of what we saw with the Lightning, I remember, and I have it on my list, is that the Lightning I thought were going to be much stronger this series. And it came out that the Lightning, because of course now that their season is over, it's they're releasing all of their like injuries list. And then the Lightning are like Bjorkstrand had a compartment syndrome, which is terrifying.
That's like, that shit can kill, because in hockey, there's two kinds of compartment syndrome. There's the, one is from prolonged, it's called chronic compartment syndrome, where basically, like, I imagine it happens to, like, athletes who do endurance kinds of things, or, like, hard, quick physical things, like runners, where they're putting so much pressure on that part of their body. Yeah. That they get the compartment syndrome, but it will go down once they like stop exercising for a bit. And so it's manageable. The acute compartment syndrome is from like, I got hurt and now I have compartment syndrome because the trauma to the body.
Oh, it's just,
is
and
reacting.
it's terrifying.
It can kill you. Like, that's like a no fucking joke. Holy shit.
He had to go to the ER. I mean, like, terrifying. Hockey players are built different. Anthony Cirelli had a grade 2 MCL sprain. Again, just insane. Luke Glendening, right shoulder AC joint separation. I'm
like,
Yanni Gord, broken finger. Brandon Hagel, concussion. We'll talk about that in a second. Victor Hedman, a broken foot.
He's walking around with a boot in the conference after, and they're like, oh, you were playing on that?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I couldn't let you guys know. Like, what the fuck?
Nikita Kucherov having a left hand injury, and you can tell that, I mean, he didn't score a damn point. And he stopped, and it was before Four Nations, apparently. Did you hear this?
No, I didn't,
his
actually.
Injury happened beforehand. It was something where he, like, strained his wrist. And you can see there's a point where allegedly he stopped shooting his, like, known shot. And people were like, oh, interesting. But the Lightning were on such a good streak because they didn't have all of these other injuries yet. Nick Paul had a left wrist tear, and Eric Cernak left knee contusion. I mean, just, I'm wincing, and I don't even, like, I mean, I've had a broken finger and a broken foot, and they just kept going. Like, how? They are built different.
Right, again, anyone who's complaining about anything in terms of, like, oh, the Lightning, you're just
Lightning got, excuses. I can't believe they got lost.
My guy, if you, as a regular human being, living your day-to-day life, broke your fucking foot, you would be in a cast, and you wouldn't be able to do most of your normal functions. Like, it would be, I'm stuck in this boot, and I can't really drive, or, like, depending on which foot you broke, and blah, blah, blah. The man was fucking ice skating in one of the most physical sports in the world. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
it's just insane. And then, of course, the Brandon Hagel concussion. As somebody who loves Brandon Hagel, I'm about to go on a tad bit of a rant. And you will not. Nope. I will be paid. Okay. No, because it's not like I'm not going to be a bitch about it. Okay. I need the Panthers fans to understand that there's a difference between a late.
What happened in St. Louis? What? What? I'm looking here and I'm thinking, like, what are they talking? Like, what is this number? I thought I was having a fucking stroke because I'm looking and I'm seeing like the scores, right? 6-4, 2-3, whatever. And it says 1-4. And I'm like, that's not right. It's 1-1.
They scored. What the fuck is
going on?
They scored in 53 seconds.
Holy shit. Oh, Broby's on Gordie Howe watch.
Good.
He just needs a fight. No, Gordie Howe's not a lot of 5s for fighting. I feel like we had way more last year.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because we weren't watching a lot of the Eastern stuff. I think there was more with like the Caps and
but, Tom Wilson.
Anyways, sorry. You can just hear our live reactions to how things happen, and not even our fucking team.
I forgot. Oh, Brandon Hagel. There's a difference between a late hit that was bad. I'm not denying that the hit wasn't bad, right? You hear me? You hear me speaking this?
Yes, I hear you speaking
And an elbow with intent to injure. Ekblad is becoming a dirtier player than I expected. I was down to defend him when he gets off of, has the PEDS incident. Now I'd rather him never play hockey again. Sorry to your cousins.
Here's the thing. What's so funny is my cousins. So I want to differentiate the types of fans. We're gonna know We're gonna know true Scotsman this. Okay.
Okay.
Because my cousins have been Panthers fans for a long time,
right?
And they would tell us the stories. They're like, we used to go, and they would give away, 10,000 T-shirts. To the first 10,000 people in the door, T-shirts. They couldn't give away all the T-shirts. I mean, they couldn't sell out the arena. They couldn't do it. And now it's like, they have to raise the prices of like the, whatever. So they're OG fans. They hate the bad hits.
Yeah.
Like hate them. Like my mother enjoys the violence more than my cousins do. Like my mom thinks it's funny. Like she loves the fights. My cousin, she's like, no, she hates the bad hits. She hates my other cousin is always like, hit him harder. I'm like, okay, but like, here's the thing about hockey, right?
Yeah.
There's a code. The hit on Barkey was bad.
And you should have a response to that.
The response to that, to the code of hockey, is to go 5 for fighting.
Yes.
You're getting your bell rung, which is the quote that I saw being tossed around a lot. Is not getting a fucking concussion from a dirty targeted hit. That's not what answering the bell is. Answering the bell is getting hit a little harder than normal, getting, more hits than normal, and dropping the gloves.
Yes.
Potentially ending someone's career with a dirty hit.
Yep.
Is not answering the bell.
Also again,
that's just assault. Like
I
don't like it at all.
And
the
also
same thing with Marshy last year when Marshy
Sam
got
Bennett
the elbow to the
fucking. Oh my gosh!
And Marshy, you may have forgiven, but I sure do not. Like that is you. He sent him out with a concussion. Barkey was back the next game. Hagel wasn't. He still has a concussion.
And Hagel got suspended. He got the punishment. And I agree that it deserved a suspension. I'm not denying this. I am flabbergasted that
Mikkola didn't get the suspension because
that was the boarding. That was the boarding. That was the worst hit.
That was the fact that I think they used Ekblad as a scapegoat.
Yes.
For whatever reason, because they knew that it was a targeted hit.
He's got history.
And he has history, so he's more. The Mikkola hit, that was not a hockey play. That should have been game ejection, suspension. That was worst hit. He did get game ejection. Well,
but they didn't call that a freaking. That wasn't the suspension. He only got fined.
Yeah.
And it's again, I think that we're getting to a point in hockey, especially playoff hockey, where it is just extremely dangerous. Because the refs aren't going to call it, or the refs have a bias that they don't want to call. They want to keep hockey in the South or whatever, and somebody's gonna die. And then you have to live with that. You're gonna watch. Yes, you're gonna have to watch that for the rest of your life. Going, well, I didn't do anything about. The refs didn't do anything about it because they wanted to keep the game. They didn't want to judge the game.
Yeah, and I'm like,
the minute you choose to not call something, you are choosing who's winning.
Wow, champ, are you telling me that by not picking a side, you are inadvertently picking the side of the person doing the wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Do you mean real life implications?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
almost like that's how that works in real life too. You can't be like, it's just exhausting. And again, I just I don't think anybody's gonna be like killed. Pray to God not.
No.
But like, we have seen it in the past. Like these hits.
The reason that Marshy,
careers.
let's make an argument. All right, Marshy gets a severe concussion last season, right?
Mm-hmm. So he was out for 2 games, I think, or 1 game.
Well, that's because then they got kicked, like they lost.
Yeah. He played in the last game, I think.
So he has that concussion, right? And that concussion fucked him up. So now every other concussion, which hockey is prone to them, he is in more trouble when he gets hit like that, like, right?
Yes.
So he gets
every time you sustain a concussion,
it's worse.
A hit after that can be a worse concussion. Basically, it's sort of like a time bomb of like, when is the next hit going to be the last that you can handle before you're in grade 3 concussion.
So he gets that hit, and then when we're in the Penguins hit, PO hits him, and he goes out for concussion. Or was it concussion or shoulder? I thought it was concussion because he was just...
I think it was... I don't remember if they said he just had undisclosed upper body injury, I believe, which to me read as like I think the spotter pulled him, which another thing is like, I'm sorry, the spotters need to do they have legitimate medical staff? Because who got hit on the Stars that like whatever. Yeah, whatever. That kid has a concussion. Like, as someone who has seen concussions, that was a concussion.
Yeah,
I don't know
what
fucking ungodly substance the medical staff is smoking, but they need to.
The Blues scored again.
Yeah, I saw it's 1-5. Jesus Christ. But yeah, like that's the thing is, and Patrice Bergeron has talked about it, and Sid Crosby's talked about it, and like a lot of other hockey players have talked about that. Like it's a very, very scary thing because we don't really know a whole lot about concussions.
Yeah.
In that, like, it really is just the hockey gods making a call of whether or not, because I'm thinking like Patrick Nolan, who, if I'm remembering correctly, he had concussions and has migraines, and that's why he had to quit hockey. Was migraines. And like, there's life after hockey for these guys, right? Like, I know we joke that, oh my God, they're 35 years old. Corey Perry's 40 and ancient, decrepit grandpa. We call him grandpa, like Grandpa Worm. But like, they're not, they've got another 20 to 30 years in them of life to live. I would like it for them to have like a decent life after hockey, which the statistics support that they have a significantly reduced lifespans, because every time you take a hit in hockey, you're getting a micro concussion. Yes. Your brain is jello in a bone bowl. Like it jiggles every time you take those hits. And the CTE reports that the NHL like refuses to endorse or look into and acknowledge exist, that like, hey, these lead to CTE. These like can change their personality, and all it takes is one bad hit. And so you have to cut this off. You have to give these guys. I think that did Hagel got suspended for the hit?
Yes.
On Barkey.
Yes.
And I'm like, but Mikkola doesn't get suspended for the hit on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Bennett never got suspended for the hit on Marshy. Like, you can't have player safety. You're a fucking joke. Meet me in the parking lot, and I'll show you a real safety issue. Because I cannot stand how it's just too
brutal.
Just insane.
Yeah, it's just
I love hockey. I love how physical it is, but I don't want to see people's lives be ruined because it's a sport. Nobody should have their life ruined intentionally, and those hits are intentional. Every time these players make a hit like that, they're making a choice to hurt someone, and that's what I don't like about it. It's not a hockey play. It's you're a piece of shit.
Looking at you, Ekblad. All right, well, Saint, Do we have a sponsor today?
We do have a sponsor. Today's sponsor is Saint Astra, a Twitch streamer, cosplayer, and artist. You can support her by purchasing from her Etsy or subscribing on twitch.tv/Saint Astra. Use your free Prime sub and get access to cute emotes. Saint Astra's Etsy also sells a variety of jewelry, decorations, and trinkets. Everything is handmade and crafted with a perfect balance of love and spite. All proceeds go directly to the Saint Astra Playoff Commitment to the Bit Fund.
So Saint, been a bit of a shakeup in the NHL recently. This week it was announced that Mike Sullivan would be leaving the Pittsburgh Penguins a year early.
I never thought they'd do it. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Okay.
I thought he was gonna. I truly thought, because he had one more year left on his contract, and that's the same amount of time that Gino and Tanger have.
Sure.
I thought that he was gonna leave when they retired.
Yeah.
Because Sid's still got an extension, and like maybe Gino extends, maybe Tanger extends, but I truly thought they were gonna finish out the contract. Shout out to Kyle DeBoss for pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
Because Sully's expiration date was about 5 or 6 years ago.
Yes.
God bless him.
He'd lost
I love
the room
him to death.
Yeah.
It's just coaching in hockey has an expiration date.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. He's a fantastic fucking coach. I love his personality. I think he makes great calls on what to challenge and what not to challenge.
Yes.
I loved having him as our coach. We don't get the 2 cups in 2016 and 2017 without Sully.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't. But he'd lost the room like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
5 years ago.
The minute that he lost that first playoff run for the Pens, they should have.
Yeah,
They should have pulled the
at
trigger.
that age.
Yeah.
When we had that team.
That brings up the NHL. Well, he's now been announced that he is going to be the New York Rangers coach,
which is the one fucking team
Yeah.
that I said don't go to the Rangers.
I had hoped he would go.
I said I was willing to take him to the Flyers. Okay?
Oh,
That's how much I don't want him to go to the fucking Rags, because he's a good coach and it means that they're gonna do well.
Yeah.
I don't want it. I don't want it. I wanted him to go to the Bruins so fucking bad.
I did too. So right now there are 8.
Really?
8 coaching vacancies. Well, now it's 7 because the Rangers was signed, right?
Because it's the Ducks.
It's the Ducks, Bruins, Chicago, Philly, Penguins, Seattle, and the Kraken, or the Canucks, which we'll get to them in a minute.
That's right, because they just.
So we obviously knew.
Wait, they offered him, what was it, $25 million or something like that, and he said no. Guys, I messaged him. You know that gif of Bugs Bunny where he's like talking about downfalls because I prayed for it? That's Champ right now. She did some voodoo hex on the Canucks. Look at her cackle.
All I'm saying is that if it is my fault because my hatred is that strong, I will take it.
My powerful bits come from dreams of stupid hockey playoff moments.
I manifest hate.
The downfall of a franchise.
Oh, I shouldn't laugh because there's a chance it can always happen to mine, but it's so fucking funny. All right.
As I'm sitting here with my Pens now coach list,
Yeah,
and
so-
now I have I was gonna have a chill off season, and now I have
No,
to
now you have to stress over who they're gonna pick. So the Ducks coach, that was not shocking. You and I talked about how that coach apparently is not a good coach.
No.
Glad that maybe Zegras will actually
get that boy out of there.
I don't know, survive. The Bruins, I'm not shocked. I don't think they're signing Joe Sacco again, and they shouldn't.
I think because he was their
interim
assistant. No, but he was their assistant coach that they promoted to interim. I think they keep him as an assistant.
I agree.
Coach.
I don't think he's an NHL caliber head coach.
I don't think he's a head coach. No. I think it's fine.
Yes.
That I think they keep him we'll see. I don't think he did that terrible. This was a fucked up.
It was just a bad year.
Everything was just a bad fucking year. So.
Chicago, there was rumors that they were getting really close to an extension, and then one of the names pulled out. Not shocked necessarily by that. Philly, I think they're getting Rick Tichet, who was the Canucks coach.
People seem to be happy about that.
about him going to the Flyers. He's a decent coach.
Flyers fans seem to be okay with this.
He's a decent coach. He's not.
Yeah.
He's apparently a good vibe guy.
Which the Philly, I mean, I don't know, because Philly kind of blew up their roster at the trade deadline.
Yeah,
and,
well,
I mean, they got rid of a lot of their core guys.
Yeah.
Like I forgot when I saw Scott Lawton name pop up, and I was like, oh, he's not on the.
He's not.
I forgot. And then Frost and Farabee
are in Calgary now.
Yeah, are in Calgary. They lost a
last flight out of Vietnam.
Yeah, they really did. It was very funny.
This small team in Pittsburgh. I don't know if you've heard of them. Pittsburgh Penguins are now without
I don't know
coach.
I don't know who on the list I want for that.
I was thinking, would it be so bad? No, I think Woodcroft is going to the Ducks. Okay. Would it be so bad if the Pens got a new blood like Nobby?
No, not at all. And I am very adamant that the incestuous nature of NHL coaching is boring sometimes, because Mike Sullivan comes in and develops the forecheck strategy that we use.
Yeah.
Today, he helps enter in the new era during the play, whatever. So it's like and look at how well Nobby has been doing. And he truly has been.
People give Chris Knobloch a lot of.
He's a first year brand new. Second year. But basically a brand new fucking coach. Truly, brand new head coach to the NHL. Give him some fucking slack. We give rookies slack.
Yeah.
For their first year, he's gonna have any
He got us to the Stanley Cup final. We were within 2 goals.
Literally.
For he came in not even halfway. He came in October, November, whenever the San Jose game was. And they fired Woodcroft and hired Knobloch. Hang on. Chris.
Now you gotta look it up. But he was curious. AHL before that?
Was he
or
AHL?
He had no...
He was part of the Hartford Wolfpack AHL.
AHL.
Yeah, and then in November 12th, they announced that they had hired him as head coach.
November.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is his first time as a, full-time head coach. He's apparently actually coached Connor Brown. He was the Erie Otters. I did forget that.
I forgot that, because I was like, oh, that's right, Connor Brown and Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
Erie Otters. Not at the same time, but
So he's not unknown in the hockey world, but this is his first full season.
He's fresh new blood.
Yes, and it's obviously working out. He's not perfect. He will never be perfect. But
that's the thing is I think he listens well. I think he is doing an amazing job with what he's been given. Yeah. In terms of the contracts and the players that he's gotten, he's doing great.
I understand that people are mad at him for Jeff Skinner, and at this point, I think I trust Knobloch more than I appreciate having Skinner on the lineup. That's my hot take.
Yes. My hot take is that if we're winning, I have to put aside my love for Jeff Skinner because we need to win. I think it sucks that he got scratched after one fucking game and you really couldn't let him play for 5. I don't know. But now the question is, now that the grooves have been established, who do you sit?
Yeah, exactly.
This was and I think this was the test of hey, we're gonna get a bunch of forwards and we're gonna stack the line so that McDry can be on the top, break the opponents by whatever means necessary, and then it doesn't matter because the other 3 lines are still gonna fucking score because Janmark only comes alive during the playoffs. And I want everybody who doubted him to remember that's my man. I love him so much because that's what happened last year where everybody was like, oh my god, he's not really a great player, and then he fucking popped off. Yeah. So keep it up, Janmark.
Anyways, back to coaching. Dan Bliasma, the Seattle Kraken coach, also fired.
Do we not like him, or is he cool?
He was a Pens coach, so take that with what you will.
I can't remember if he's the one we didn't like.
I want to say he might have been.
The one that we didn't like. No, he's the one who did good.
Okay.
Because we won the cup with him. Now I gotta look at what the fucking coaches are for Pittsburgh. There was one we did not like. It was it Theron, I think? I think it was him that we did not.
He's only 54?
Yeah, Therian was the one I wasn't a fan of. Oh yeah, Scott Bowman was too.
Therian was the one that was in 2009, and then Pliasma served as interim coach. At 38, he was the youngest head coach in the NHL at the time. And then was made permanent head coach. He took them to the Stanley Cup Championship, becoming the 14th coach and second midseason replacement to win the cup in their first season. So he does have a cup. Okay.
Yeah, because Therian was the one who I think just didn't click well with the Pens roster. Like, there was, like, not, I don't want to say contention, but, like, they just didn't mesh. And then, Billsma almost pulled what, Nabi pulled off, where he came in and then...
No, he did. He did what Nabi couldn't.
He did what Nabi couldn't, and then came in. And then, Mike Johnston, I don't remember much about him, but, I mean... I don't know. Whatever he did wasn't working, because then Sully came in and gave us a fucking...
Yeah, so it's just, also the Kraken have their own, weird coaching situation.
The Kraken seem to have a lot of really weird issues in terms of management.
Yeah.
Like...
Couldn't tell you what that's about. And then there's the Canucks, which Rick Tichet said, no, I will not be taking a substantial pay raise. And then pieced out. And I have to, part of me thinks that's because of how management with the Canucks organization acts. When the Miller drama was going on, you remember the GM kept coming out and being like, yeah, there's problems in the locker room. Because that's not what you want to hear from a general manager. Can you imagine if Jeff Jackson had done that with Jeff Skinner being scratched? Being like, yeah, I don't know why Chris Knobloch keeps scratching Jeff Skinner. We're like, whoa. We don't need this, like, vitriol.
Yeah.
So, I can imagine that's part of it. That organization's, I mean, again, Bugs Bunny emoji, me laughing at their downfall. It will come back to haunt me one day. I'm not even gonna lie.
As long as it's not the Oilers.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's one day it will come back and haunt me.
Okay, can it be after Connor and Dry?
That's what I'm hoping. Yeah. Back to backs if we're asking for stuff.
Yes. Guys, if you're listening, I have a two small requests.
Just a small. I've had a week, please.
We literally have always been like, hockey gods, you fucking owe us this. Every other god has failed as hockey gods. Give us this.
And it worked.
They did.
But yeah, so I mean, like, they're talking already about selling Quinn Hughes. It's just bizarre.
They literally threatened to do what they did to Marshy, where they're like, well, if you won't sign an extension, we'll just have to get rid of you. And then Quinn Hughes is like, I have said nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not wanting to go play anywhere else but here. What the fuck?
It's just so, like, that, again, that organization with their selling used socks, that
alarms me. Like, the hoodies, I was like, okay, we're being a little parasocial here, but at least, like, I get it. They're trying to go, whatever. I understand. They knew where the money was. Yeah. However,
used stocks, a little freaky.
Really, I think we can pull that one back, Chief. I think we don't need to do that. I think yes. I think we have very, very firmly yes. We don't need to sell used socks.
It's gonna be, once again. It's the who was it on? Is it Jake DeBrusk who has the stalker?
Yes.
Isn't he also on the Canucks?
Yes.
Like, so they're gonna sell used socks to Jake DeBrusk's stalker.
No. So I guess the one thing is, like, they don't fuck around with.
No,
so
they don't.
They fuck around with player safety on the ice, off the ice. Because here's the thing, on the ice, you have a signed contract of expectations of risk, which basically mean that as long as you don't go too far, you're not liable for criminal charges because it's expected to a certain degree. So whatever. But off the ice, where there's actual legal ramifications for involving a player safety. They don't fuck around with that. The Bruins didn't, and then the Canucks, we've talked about it before, but the Bruins did not fuck around with it, and the Canucks did not. Like, to the point where she tried to buy tickets, and they, like, literally
turned her away at the gate.
Turned her away at the door and said, nope, you're out.
Nope. That, I will praise them for that. That's your one praise. But this is now the Jack Adams Award winners is now a curse.
Is that what's happened, where everybody who wins the Jack Adams?
Yeah. So we had Bruce Cassidy with the Boston Bruins, gone. Robin Brindarmer, Carolina Hurricanes, gone. Daryl Suter, Calgary Flames, gone. Jim Montgomery, Boston Bruins, is now having the time of his life.
Yeah.
Gone. And Rick Tichet, Vancouver Canucks, gone.
Crazy. So what I'm hearing is the hockey guys do not like awards because they do the same thing for the President's Trophy. We're about to see
they're like cocky, yeah.
For the Jets because
Connor Hellebuck, please.
Who's their other goalie?
Comrie.
Don't you pull Hellebuck at some point?
Because,
I don't care how much
Hellebuck
him,
is Hellebuck. It's not pay. It's got to be confidence, right? Hellebuck is we're shifting again, but Hellebuck is the goalie that is number one, like the number one goalie in the league. You cannot deny that. He is a stellar goalie. He just falls apart. And if you don't play him, it's different than any other goalie. You know what I mean? It's like it's just so difficult to pull him. They've done it once this series, and that was, I think, game 3. And Comrie's not a bad goalie. He's just kind of somebody that they keep trying to get rid of, and he just won't leave. Apparently the Jets also only have shot 11 times.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so the Jets have only shot shots on goal 11 times.
This period?
In this game, yeah.
No, I said this period. Are you kidding me?
No, this game, 11 times.
11 shots out of
which is right up there with it. There's one goal. Our theory of 10 every 10 shots one goes in. The 23 shots on Hellebuck.
5 goals.
Yikes.
So his save percentage is .783. I can't believe you're going to make me watch Jordan Binnington have success after I already had to witness it in 4 nations, and it was only for the good of the country and the fact that the Canadian politics couldn't hang in the balance of 4 nations.
It's so funny. All right. Saint. I have a note here.
No, we don't need to do this.
We might need to do this. I don't know. Listen, I'm just a little curious, okay?
No,
this past week, shut up. This past week, Saint, there's been a shift in you, right?
No, it's cool.
No, I'm calling you out. This is happening.
I hate this. You think you can combine your best friend? I can't. It's not even my fault. It was my Twitter feed.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Blame Twitter.
I'm gonna blame Twitter.
Saint Astra, tell me about your endearment towards Biz Nasty.
I didn't. Okay, hold on. Now we have to go to the receipts of which I said. Here's the thing. We were talking about. Because we obviously we are ride or die for the Oilers and the Penguins, and the Bruins, I do love them a lot. Not as much now that Marshy's gone because he was my guy. So we tend to latch up. We just like hockey players. Okay, they're fun. And Champ was talking about how much she loves Hagel.
Yes,
it was 4 Nations, and he beat the shit out of one of the Chucks, and it was great. And
I love Hagel. We'll protect him with my life.
Yep.
Looking at you, Ekblad.
And so
Ekblad, can you fight? Apparently not. Anyways,
apparently not. And so we were talking, and we were like, oh well, who's mine? Because I was like, oh, I like Hagel. And I said, unfortunately, I have been enthralled by Biz fucking Nasty. May I be shot for my crimes. Which, to be fair, I was always. We've had a long-standing joke on this podcast.
Yes, you cursed him. You cursed him.
I did. I said I've cursed him out, but also we've said I would throw a drink in his face, but then buy him one to make up for it. That's my feelings on him.
Yeah.
And then he's just been so fucking funny because with the Leafs, where he full on with no microphone, which I think is a travesty, but also probably best for Biz's sanity. Where he was just losing. They caught live video footage of me watching a hockey game. Yeah, but it was Biz Nasty.
Yep.
And I was like, I am unfortunately endeared.
It went from the start of the week. Yeah, I want to punch him in the face. To I want to punch him.
Many moons ago, I've always been I would throw.
I wish you could see how hard I'm rolling my eyes. This week specifically. You said, I want to punch him in the face.
But it was
and then it was I want to yes, and then it was I want to punch him in the face, but I will buy him a drink. And I went okay, because it was when the Leafs were having their complete and utter meltdown, and Biz was crashing out on Twitter.
And I was like,
and we were like, we can't get a read on him, and then because it was communicated via speaking Saint.
Oh, that's right. No. That's true versus actual. Okay, I do remember because we were talking about how I can't get a read on him. Like, we can't get a read. Is he a guy that like we like? And I've always been endeared by his bits with Marshy because those are so fucking funny.
But his obsession with Sid Crosby going to the Avalanche
pisses me off.
Right.
And then I was like, but I will teach you. Biz Nasty, there's this website, an archive of our own. We can fix you. So
it was like that's been the setting, but this week specifically, you were like, I want to punch him in the face. I want to punch him in the face and buy him a drink. They're making fan edits of Biz Nasty. This is stupid. I'm endeared by Biz Nasty. That's the progression. I don't know what happened to you. Who are you?
I maintain my feelings that I would still throw a drink in his face and then buy him a drink.
Yes.
I just would maybe also hand him a napkin to clean
my
up the
God.
drink. Would probably be the... We're at that line. What do you hate him?
He drives me batshit because he wants it's because he was supporting the Kings all playoffs, right?
I did forget about that. But again,
we proved him wrong. It's fine.
I love proving men wrong. It's one of my favorite hobbies.
That's so funny. But yeah, it's just been that kind of week where your progression of things went very fast one way, and it's no longer a bit. I think you just like Biz Nasty now. You never sent me that fan edit, by the way.
I did too. You just didn't scroll back enough in our DMs.
All right.
It was on Discord.
Okay.
And it's I will not out the person who sent it to, but I will.
Okay.
I'm saying who sent it because I don't want to like.
I see.
Here.
All right.
There you go.
Thank you. All right, let's move on to sportsmanlike conduct.
What's wild is most of these teams were in the playoffs.
Yeah, there's only the Ducks, the Utah, and the Islanders that weren't.
Yeah,
and
everybody else was in the playoffs.
I guess.
Yeah, well, shut up.
All right.
Actually, I was fine with it because we might have been against Florida, and now my Penguins are not broken into 1,000.
You know, they were already kind of broken at the end of the season. It's fine. All right, let's spin this wheel.
Really didn't need any help at all.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna fucking lose it. Please, God, you. This is a gift to me personally. This gave me a targeted attack on my sudden mild affection for Biz Nasty. We rolled the Penguins.
I don't know who this team is.
Do you want to go first?
I've never heard. Oh boy. Oh God. I wasn't expecting. I genuinely don't think I was expecting.
I really wasn't. I thought it was gonna land on the Isles. I really did.
But I also was not expecting us to ever get the Oilers the Pens.
Yeah, I thought the hockey gods would just like. I didn't think we'd get them. I thought we would finish the playoff season.
Yeah.
And never have gotten either of them.
Which would. I mean, we're gonna reset the wheel after. Afterwards.
After playoffs, yeah. So, after the season, proper postseason ends.
Well, all right. The Pens. I don't know what I like about the Pens.
My fucking God.
Okay, here's my genuine answer. If it weren't for the Pens, I don't think you would be into as hockey as much as you are. Yes. And therefore, the utmost joy that I've experienced over the last year and a half of getting to enjoy a sport with you is because of them. It also gives me... Oh, shut up. It also gives me...
Fuck you, you're the one being sappy and cute.
It also gives me a way to connect with my family in a way that I hadn't been able to since Marvel kind of committed suicide. Like, you know, Marvel movies are not as good, and my dad and I don't watch them anymore. So now we talk about hockey, and I can relate to hockey about him. I mean, I texted him when Mike Sullivan got fired, or whatever, mutual departure, And I was like, did you see this? What happened? And he, you know, that connection is something that I'd missed for a while. I love Black and Gold, obviously, and I love the city of Pittsburgh. It's so nice.
I do love Pittsburgh.
And I love being able to go and see my best friend once a year, even if it's just for a day. Just because we are not even 6 hours apart. And that's Pittsburgh, so it will always hold a special place because of that.
Yeah.
Gross. Anyways.
Wow. Damn, bitch. That was really nice.
Yeah.
True sport. I think one of the most true sportsmanlike conduct. I love everything about the Penguins.
Yeah, I know.
I love their color scheme. I love the black and gold. I love their arena. It's like a real hockey arena to me. It's like how you feel hockey should be at the NHL level. It's not too glitz and glamorous. It's well lit. It's a lot of fun.
And the vibes there are immaculate when you're there.
The vibes are good. Like, it's a good arena. Like I said, it's like, to me, feels like you're still in the 2010s or like of hockey, with it still being very modernized. I don't know if you guys know this, but I love Sid Crosby and Brian Rust and Gina Monken and Chris Letang.
Anybody else?
Theo Joseph and Eric Carlson and Rickard Raquel. I haven't, Novak, I don't really know you too well, but you seemed pretty cool. I miss Michael Bunting. I miss
Michael Bunting.
I like Kyle DeBoss. I was a little bit bitchy to you when I first got into hockey because I didn't know your game, and I apologize for that. I know your game now, and I trust you, and I love you. He's
proven to be a very not safe pick, but like he obviously has a passion for it the same way that the fans do, and I think some of the GMs don't.
Yes, I think he also is a GM who is willing to admit to his mistakes and is going in it for the betterment of the team.
Yes.
He is not, I would say he is not complacent. And a lot of GMs are complacent. He is like, oh, well, the sudden playoff push didn't work. Fuck it. We're doing a retool rebuild in 2 years. Let's fucking go. We are going to be the playoffs before Sid retires if it kills me. Like, fucking, what a fucking G. I love the players. I love the history of the Penguins. I love the culture of the Penguins. Every team has its own culture. I am part of like a live community where like we don't watch the games together per se, like on the same Discord.
Not like you and I,
Not like you and I, because we're usually, you know, I don't want to be in voice chat and everything, but like we all talk about it. Like we're all typing and like making posts and sending gifs and memes and whatever. And it's the best one that I've come across, because I've gone into like the Oilers are a close second. The Bruins are a lot of fun. Those are two ones that I've been into that I've had a lot of fun for. The Stars were kind of fun too. But like they're the best that I've been into. They're so active. Like the people that I've talked to there, like just a great group of people. The people who are involved in the organization of the Penguins. I love our broadcasters. Jarmy, how can I forget?
Oh my God, Jarmy,
My beloveds. They're like a soothing balm. Like all year when shit was hitting the fan in my life, and I just could be like, okay, but Josh Gatsoff is there, and he's going to, you know, sing sweet melodies of the Pens maybe scoring a goal. So yeah, guys, I really love the Pittsburgh Penguins.
I know
so very much. I miss them so much. Come back to me, babies. Come back.
All right. Well, folks, that is going to wrap it up for this week's episode. We really appreciate you listening through all of our rants and ramblings, and this week it was definitely ramblings. The Puck Witches podcast is released on Spotify and our YouTube channels, and you can join the Night Witches Discord via the link below to talk about the episodes directly, as well as enjoy our other channels. It's full of gaming, hobbies, and good vibes.
To record these episodes live on Twitch, so make sure you're following us there. And if you want to support us with a Twitch Prime on either or both of our channels, you get access to cute emotes and extra channel points. If you enjoy this podcast, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky for updates.
And lastly, don't forget to support the St. Astro Stanley Cup Final Fund. I'm still calling it that. By checking out Saints Etsy and subscribing on Twitch. We love you all and hope the hockey season is still treating you well. Champ and Saint, signing off.
Stay witchy.